Professor Benedict Wilmes. He is a trailblazer, influencer, and has been in the medtech space for now. I am just thinking, when I met you at WFO, World Federation Orthodontics, in 2010, you already had established this. So can you tell us what was the start of it and how many years did it get to that, it became a global phenomena?
Well, first of all, nice to meet you, Shazia. Well, I started my orthodontic career in year 2000. Yeah, so now 25 years ago. And the interesting thing, before I was an orthodontist, before I started my orthodontic training, I was trained as an oral surgeon. Yeah, so I am fully qualified as an oral surgeon after the postgraduate program. So for me, due to this time in surgery, I was very interested in improving anchorage using skeletal anchorage devices and temporary anchorage devices. They're called TADs. So I was quite familiar with this anchorage strategy. And year 2000, we had, the only thing we had were the mini screws from Asia and the so-called palatal implant. Maybe you know it, it's from Straumann. Straumann is primarily provider for dental implants, but they had this short implant for the palate. And so on one hand, we saw the mini screws in Asia for buccal insertion and the palatal implant from Straumann. And my idea was we need something in the middle, in between, that is easy to insert and we can use it in the palate and easy to remove. So clinically, it was very obvious there we need something new. Yeah, so this was crystal clear. So I contacted a couple of engineers, companies, if they are willing to, help me, willing to develop a new anchorage system primarily for the palate. So this was more or less the start of the whole thing, the start of the whole development. Yeah.
Brilliant. And so thank you for telling me this, because I have been very fortunate to visit Uniclinicum in Düsseldorf, and you are a great host. We also do this TAD insertion on each other, and that has been a great learning curve. And we as visitors enjoy coming and seeing you in Germany. So altogether, when you started this, what were the challenges? Like, if you were to look back, where were the hurdles, the problems that you faced when you were going through this path of creating the best of both the systems?
Sure. I think that's very, very normal. If you start something new, you have many problems and many challenges. First of all, maybe yourself, because you think, am I good enough to start something new? And major problem maybe colleagues, because most of the colleagues say, no, we don't need it. We have the established stuff, etc., etc. So there are quite many hurdles or obstacles from yourself, but especially from others. Yeah. And then, of course, it's the market regulations, approvals from FDA, from CE for Europe. So, of course, there's a huge mountain of problems at the beginning, but you have to start stepwise. Yeah, if you only see the problems, you're not going to solve them. So you have to choose and pick minor problems and find a solution. Yeah.
Perfect.
And just start.
That's the best. And I think, thank you for sharing that it is like a big mountain and you have to climb up.
Yeah.
Final question I have is, Benny, how did you have investment, or who helped you to bring the product now. It's a global product. It is worldwide. So how did you go? What was the financials of it? Because many of the times we as innovators in medical sector don't even know how to go about doing that.
Well, that's also an interesting story, interesting question. I'm in Europe. I'm not in the US. In the US, you probably have an idea, and if the idea is good and you can promote it and show this idea to the right persons, you will get some venture capital. Yeah, Europe is much more conservative. So if you don't have a almost final product, nobody gives you any money. Yeah. So you have to start with, find a good engineer, find a company that is willing to help you and that believes in you. So they do develop ideas. They develop the product itself. And so it's interaction for many months, maybe years. Idea improvement of the product. So at the end, you have, well, there is never an end, to be honest. Even after now 20 years of development, we are still changing, improving things. So there is never a final product. Again, we have these steps, of coming forward and still developing things. So in our case, to summarize, and to make a long story short, we didn't have an external venture capital provider. We started with this PSM company, and the CEO of this company, he believed in my ideas. For him, it was crystal clear that this is a good idea. And so this is how. So he gave me the chance to start the whole procedure and the whole development story.
Thank you so much. So Benny, how did you find PSM people?
Actually, PSM is not originally an orthodontic company. Now they are, due to the benefit system, they're quite, of course, well known worldwide. But 20 years ago, not many orthodontists did know this small company. So to be honest, I first talked to big ortho companies. And there are a couple in Germany, like Forster Dent and Dentarum. And to be honest, they said, no, we don't need this. We already have a TED. So the big companies, there, from my point of view, have been some kind of arrogant, and they didn't want to cooperate with me. So at the end, I found this small company, willing to, get some markets, piece of the market, and wanted to improve. So sometimes it's the small companies that willing to grow and willing to improve something that are better for entrepreneurship and to start something.
Thank you so much. Those are essential elements. You have described it as ever so clearly, the direct height, which I love about Germany. And of course, your perfection and punctuality has always been a strong point, Benny. I thank you for your time. And also, I'm sure it's lunchtime, so you will be going off to Mensa, where you also treat us to lovely ice cream. So I have very fond memories of coming regularly to Düsseldorf over the years. Thank you for all this information. And I'm sure the students over here who are starting will feel encouraged with your story and this journey. So vielen Dank nochmal für alles.
Nadia, it was a great pleasure to see you. It was a great pleasure to talk to you. Many greetings to Australia, and you are always welcome to visit us in Düsseldorf again.
I know.